Hey, my name's Izzy. This is Rolling Virtual Cards coming at you with another Magic the Gathering video. This time we're going over the mono green cards from, from Thunder Junction. First we got Aloe Alchemist, 1 in a green for a 3/2 plant warlock with trample, and when it becomes plotted, target creature gets +3/+2 and gains trample until the turn. It's not seen. Oh, actually, Pioneer seeing it in Gruul Aggro. Really? 4 of them. Okay, so I guess the point here with no, that's interesting actually. +3/+2, so running 4 Coyotes too. I didn't even think Coyote would be ran. Yeah, I guess it's all about being aggressive here, and that gives you that aggressive. It's because it's a trampler. So you can plot it to buff itself or another one of your creatures, and then cast it for free the next turn as a 3/2 with trample. That's interesting. I actually, and mono green aggro. I enjoy that. I think that's interesting. Commander wise, if you need a plant, it's there. Buffing your commander, giving it +3/+2, I don't think that matters in commander. But 1v1 formats, I can see where that's heading in Pioneer. Inkobiter's a 1 green for a 1/1 with Death Touch. This is great. I love these cards. Snake decks love them. Fen loves them, the Death Toucher guy. And just a clean 1-drop for a 1/1 with Death Touch is just good. Ain't gonna see play anywhere else. But in Commander, when you need a quick 1-drop for your deck that just trades, it's good. It does what it needs to do. Beastbound Outcast is 2 in a green for a 3/3 human druid. When it enters the battlefield, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Plot 2. So yeah, it's simple. This is the power 4 or greater deck where you just run this card to draw a card. If you're flickering, if you're running a commander who's power 4 or greater and you're flickering stuff, this could be pretty good in that concept. Other than that, I don't see it being played anywhere else as of right now. Yeah, nowhere else. Cool. Betrayal of the Vault is 4 at the Vault is 4 and 2 green for a instant. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each of 2 other target creatures. I don't think it's good. I think it's bad. It's just a bad card. 6 to kill 2 to pop 2 things is not worth it. Maybe if you're running a high power commander and you really need a removal spell. But Bristlepack Century is 1 in a green for a 3/3 plant wolf with defender, and as long as you control a creature with power 4 or greater, it can attack, though it doesn't have defender. I don't like it. I think it's weak. I mean, 2 for a 3/3. I think it's weak. Weak sauce there. I guess it's another plant. Bristlebill Spine Sower. 1 in a green for a 2/2 plant druid with landfall. When it lands into the battlefield under control, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. 3 and 2 green, double the number of 1/1 counters on each creature you control. So this is interesting. It triggers pretty well, and it's an expensive card. So as a commander itself, it's fine. A 2-drop commander is always good. A 2-drop commander that has a pretty good upside. A landfall deck is what this is. You just keep playing lands, keep buffing all your creatures, and then use all that extra mana you have to double the 1/1 counters. Is this being played in other formats? It is. So Selesnya Aggro is seeing it at 4. Okay. Yeah, because the Selesnya Aggro is a 1/1 counter deck. So that's going to really help double all the 1/1 counters over time. Dual Commander for 1/1 counters. CD8. Voja is running it. And then a lot of standard decks. But I like the Pioneer. I think that's interesting, to be fair. If anyone wonders why I don't look at standard, it's because if it's printed, it could probably be ran in standard, okay? Like, that's my opinion. But I like it as a commander, and I like it in the 99 as in 1/1 counter decks, and in the 99 in landfall decks. Cactarantula is 4 and 2 green for a 6/5 spider. This spell costs 1 less to cast if you control a desert, reach, and it becomes a target spell or ability the opponent controls. You may draw a card. So, oh no, it's 5. Yeah, it's bad. Just don't. Colossal Rattleworm is 2 and 2 green for a 6/5 worm. It has flash as long as you control a desert. It has trample. And for 2, you can exile it from your graveyard, search your library for a desert card, and put it on the battle for tap, then shuffle. Let me take a quick look at this. So, like, the number 1 most expensive desert is this card. Desert deals 1 damage to target attacking creature, activate only during the end of combat. Yeah, there's none that are, like, broken that you're grabbing with him. I think I saw him in a deck. Yeah, Pioneer is trying him in, like, Simic Yarian. What at? It's... Is he even in the deck? Sideboarded? No, I just can't. There he is. Oh, at 4. Okay. Are you grabbing a desert? Oh, yeah, the desert. Okay. Irid Archway is the one being ran. The new guy. Enters the battlefield tapped, and when it enters the battlefield, return a land you control to its owner's hand. If a desert is returned this way, surveil 1. Okay. Okay, so you're doing something. You're at least grabbing a land with it, which is useful. No other deserts are being... Oh, no, the blue desert. Pay 1, add, sacrifice it. Target player puts the top 4 card. Okay, yeah, and that fills your graveyard up for doing more shenanigans. Okay. There's a few deserts that can be ran. And that's like, the more deserts they print, the higher chance this card has a possibility of being played in decks. The reason being is a 4-drop for 6/5 that as long as you control a desert, has flash, and is trample. That's all good. That's all just like an upside to this card. The actual reason you're running it is because, oh, it's in my graveyard. Let me exile it and go grab a desert and put it onto the battlefield tab. So it ramps you for 2. And as long as they keep giving us deserts, if we get like another really good desert, like a broken desert one of these times, this is going to see so much more play all of a sudden. Until then, though, you're looking at like a card that simply is a strong card that can also hit the graveyard and grab you ramp. Dance with the Tumbleweeds is 1 in the green for a sorcery with spree. Pay a generic, search your library for a basic land card or desert card to put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. Pay 3, create an XX green elemental creature token where X is the number of lands you control. This is not good in any format other than Commander. In Commander, it's great. 3 to tutor for a land is fine. 4 to make a big guy is pretty cool. And 5 altogether, or 5 to make a big guy. And then 6 to get a card and then make a big guy. I like it in a landfall deck. It's interesting in that regard. That's about it. Drover Grizzly. 2 in a green for a 4/2 bear mount. When it attacks while saddled, creatures you control gain trample till the turn. Is that good enough? I don't think so. Nah, it's not. If you're running creatures you control gain trample, so it gains trample. If you're running like a tall deck, a tall and wide deck, you can use him to give everything trample, which is interesting. That's about it. Free Strider Commando is 2 in a green for a 3/3 Centaur Mercenary. When it enters the battlefield, with 2/1/1 counters on it. If it wasn't cast, or no mana was spent to cast it. Okay, so you can play this for 3, for 3/3. Or you can play this, you can plot it for 4, and the following turn play it as a 5/5. I don't care for that. Free Strider, Lookout is 2 in a green for a 3/3 human rogue with reach, and whenever you commit a crime, look at the top 5 cards of the library. You may put a land card from among them on the battlefield tap, put the rest in the bottom library in a random order. This ability triggers once each turn. That's gross. What is... Yeah, like Modern Scapeshift is running this. Pioneer Gruelwish is running this. Volcat is running this. Legacy Lands is running this, dude. Like... And it's not just running, it's running like 3 of them. Like, yeah, here's another random card from this set, just a random rare. That's $5. Why? Because it does too much. A 3/3 for 3 with reach. That can be you're blocking flyers. So you don't got to worry about flyer decks. you commit a crime, which you will do constantly in Magic, because that's just hurting someone. Oh, look at the top. Oh, there's a land. Put it on the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom line. But dude, if you run this in Commander, oh, it's your turn. Cool. Commit a crime. Oh, look, a land. Commit a crime. Commit a crime. You can do this, like commit a crime on your turn, and then on their turn, and by the time you get 4 extra lands, probably. Like, this card is ridiculous. It's definitely a staple for green decks. And the fact that it's being ran in like a legacy deck proves to you that it's a good card. I'd even say like CDH should try the heck out of this. Is there any CDH decks that... yeah, there we go. Marth, Will of the Wild is running it. Yep. But like, yeah, dude, like... that's just crazy, guys. Love it. Love everything about that. Full Steam Ahead is 3 and a 2 green for sorcery. Until end of turn, each creature you control gets +2/+2, gains trample, and this creature can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Great send-off. I love getting more of these cards in Commander because they're just a great way to finish the game. Oh, I have a bunch of creatures. Cool, now they're all getting +2/+2 trample and can only be blocked by 1 creature. So, all your 1/1s or 3/3s, all, like, it's just a nice way to finish the game. Or at least, like, take one problematic opponent out. Giant Beaver is a Beaver. Beaver is now a type. So this is 3 and a green for a 4/4 Beaver mount. With Vigilance, and whenever Giant Beaver attacks while saddled, put a 1/1 counter on target creature that's saddled at this turn. I don't like it. I think it's a little slow. Maybe if your commander has 3 or more power, and once 1/1 counters on it, then, like, you could saddle it. But if you want 1/1 counters in your commander, you kind of want to attack with it, so. Next, we got Gold Rush, 1 and a green for an instant. Create a treasure token. Until end of turn, up to 1 target creature gets +2/+2 for each treasure you control. This card's cracked. At an instant speed, dude, like, you swing with your commander in a treasure deck, and you've got, like, 10 treasures. Boom. There's 20 power, you killed someone. Yeah. CD, it's Calamix or Summerus. That makes sense to me. Yeah. This card's gross. Like, I don't think there's enough. I don't think there is a 1v1 treasure deck yet. But, like, commander-wise, I like this as just a punch dead in a Jolene. There you go. Any deck like that. Goldovian Hydra's X and a green for a 0/0 Hydra with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. And when it enters the battlefield with X/1/1 counters, and when it dies, you create a number of tapped treasure tokens equal to its powers. This card is on... You might be wondering what I mean by steroids. I mean, like, literal steroids, dude. Okay, so... this card's great for so many reasons. If X is, like, 3... You're getting a 3/3 with Vigilance, so it still can block. Trample, so it's going over everything. And Haste, so it's swinging the turn up. If it dies, you still get 3 treasure tokens. But it could be even more. This card is seeing play in Pioneer, Standard for Golgari Aggro, the Devotion to Green, Pioneer Devotion to Green, Gruul Aggro, Mono Green Devotion, Lotus Field. It doesn't make it anywhere else, but hitting Pioneer, like, at 2, because this used to be, like, probably, like, a different Hydra that was pretty decent, but in a deck like this, where you just go, oh yeah, look, I have a lot of mana, boom, here's my big boy who just hits you. It is a finisher, dude. Like, you have X is 5, boom, X is 10, get out of here, you just one shot. Any Hydra deck's gonna love that. Hard Bristol Bandits, 1 and a green for a 1/1 plant rogue. Tap, add 1 mana of any color. When you commit a crime, untap it. This ability triggers once each turn. So you can technically get 2 mana out of it. I don't think Pioneer Popper is using it yet. I don't love it. If you're looking for a tap for any color because you're running like an Animar deck and you really need to be able to produce not green mana, it's not bad. Plus, you can probably commit a crime in Animar. Oh yeah, look, boom, and then untap it so you can use it for other colored mana. Stuff like that. Intrepid Stable Master is 1 and a green for a 2/2 human scout with reach. Tap, add a green. Tap, add 2 mana of 1 color. Spend this mana only to cast a mounted vehicle. Run this in mounted vehicle decks and you'll be happy. Map the Frontier, 3 and a green for a sorcery. Search your library for 2 basic land cards and or a desert cards. Put them on the battlefield, tap, then shuffle. Grabbing 2 deserts is great. I love this for the desert decks and the land decks. Like, it's great there. I don't think there's any... Oh, okay, yeah, Golgari aggro and standards running it. That makes sense. So, Ordinary Tumblewag. This is another Brushwag. 2 and a green for a 2/2 Brushwag mount. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a 1/1 counter on target creature. So this guy can get bigger. Whenever Ordinary Tumblewag attacks while saddled, double the number 1/1 counters on target creature. Saddle 2. So, Pioneer Selesny aggro is the one that's testing it out. Again, doubling 1/1 counters is great in this deck, which is why it's at 4 there. The whole point of this card is simple. It's a 3-drop, so it comes down turn 3. Enter combat, boom, it's a 3/3. Next turn, enter combat, it's a 4/4. Saddle it, swing. Now it goes from a 4/4 to, you double the 2s, so now it's a 6/6. Next turn, it becomes a 7/7. Swing after saddling, double the 7/7 to a 12/12. Like, you're just going to keep hitting harder and harder each time. So, interesting. Doesn't have any other keywords, though, so you can keep blocking it. But Outcast Greenblade is 2 and a green for a 1/2 Human Mercenary. When it enters the battlefield, search the library for a basic land card or desert card. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Outcast Greenblade gets +1/+1 for each desert you control. There's no desert deck out there as of right now. Maybe if there is at some point, like in Pioneer, this will see play. Because if you have a bunch of deserts out on the field, this guy can get really big for 3. So, if you're running a desert deck in Commander, just toss that card to the deck. I think that's worth it. Outcaster Trailblazers, 2 and a green for a 4/2 Human Druid. When it enters the battlefield, add 1 mana of any color, so it does produce a mana for you. Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield, you can draw a card. So this card is fantastic. You can plot it, get the mana for free, but it's just the power 4 or greater since it's Pioneer Devotion to Green that runs all the power 4 or greater, loves this stuff. That's kind of like Cascade Crash, because that runs the Footfalls. Footfalls. Yeah, which are 4/4s, so that draws you cards when they enter. So that's not bad there. The more possibilities of power 4 greater decks existing, the more this would just see play. Because as a 3-drop that allows you to play a 1-drop afterwards, and then whenever you pay a thing with 4 or more power, you draw a card. That's useful. And in Commander, yeah, if you're running a power 4 or greater, put it in the deck. Patient Naturalists is 2 and a green for a 2/3 Human Scout. When it enters the battlefield, mill 3 cards. Put a land card from among the milled cards into your hand. If you can't, create a treasure token. Is this seeing play in mill? No. It's because it's a 3-drop. Yeah, there's better other choices, but like Golgari Mill should run this in like Pioneer, or no, Popper, possibly. I mean, it hits the field, you mill 3, you can put a land card into your hand, and if you don't, you get a treasure. Like, but as a 3-drop, I don't love it. Railway Brawler, 3 and 2 green for a 5/5 Rhino Warrior with Reach and Trample. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield and you control, put X1 counters on it where X is its power. So this just doubles their power. Again, like if you're looking at MTG top 8, it's not being seen. This is literally just Commander crap, dude. Like, putting this guy out and then you're dropping your Commander who's like a 4/4. Oh, look, it's an 8/8. Oh, you're 2/2, it's a 4/4. You're 6/6, 12/12. Oh, you're 10/10, it's a 20/20. Doubling the power is gross. And then any 1/1 counter deck loves this, so great card for Commander. Rambling Possum is 2 and a green for a 3/3 Possum mount, and whenever Rambling Possum attacks while saddled, it gets +1/+2 until the turn. Then you may return any number of creatures that saddle it to their owner's hand. I don't care for this card. I get it, like, you can return. Okay, I like this in, like, low color green decks that don't have white or blue, so you can flicker stuff or recast things. Useful in that regard, because you saddle them and then you pop it back into your hand. So you can recast. Arrakis Entertainer is 1 in a green for a 2/2 plant bard. Pay 1, tap it, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control that entered the battlefield this turn. I don't care for this card. I think it's just a little too slow for what it does. Reach for the Sky is 3 in a green for an enchantment aura with flash, enchant creature. Enchant creature gets +3/+2 and reach. When Reach for the Sky is put into your graveyard from battlefield, draw a card. Again, I don't think this is seeing any play. Yeah, nah. Commander-wise, it's a 4-drop. I don't like it. I don't like that. I like that it replaces stuff. That's about it. Rise of the Vermins. 3 in a green for sorcery. Create X 2/1 green vermin creature tokens, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. I like this. I like it a lot. If you're running a self-mill deck, this is fine. Or like a graveyard deck. Oh, I got like 20 creatures in my graveyard. 4. Let's pay 4. Here's 4 vermin, or here's 4 2/1, or yeah, let's pay 4, and I've got 20 creatures. Here's 22 ones. That's not bad. And then you pass and say, try to win. I got 40 damage on board next turn. Smuggler's Surprise is a green for an instant with Spree. 2 generic, mill 4 cards, and we put 2 creature cards. Milled this, 2 creatures and or land cards from among them. Mill this way into your hand. 4 in a green, you may put 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. 1, creatures you control with power 4 or greater gain hexproof and indestructible until turn. So, yeah, like, this is instant, so this is kind of cool. You can do this all in response to a board wipe. Someone goes, destroy all creatures. You go, 1, 3, 8, 9. For 9 mana, you can go, I'm going to mill 4, return these 2 creatures to my hands, put them both on the field, and give all creatures I control with power 4 or greater hexproof indestructible. Board wipes. You have your guys. This is seeing play in like Legacy and Modern and Pioneer. And you might wonder why. It's because, like, oh yeah, let's mill 4. So you, number one, it's just either card, it's card advantage. For 3, you're either getting 2 creatures, 2 lands, or 1 of each. For 5, you can just drop 2 creatures on the field, which can just win you the game. And that last one is good protection. So it's so much choice. I'd probably say this is, again, the winner for best green card, just because of what it's doing. Snakeskin Veil is a green for an instant. Put a 1/1 counter on target creature control. It gains hexproof until end of turn. This is a common, so it's seeing play in Pauper, but also Legacy, Infect, and Standard. And Pauper, Simic Infect. And why is it seeing play in Infect? Well, because you put a 1/1 counter on target creature control, and it gains hexproof. So you make it bigger, and you make it protected. Like, Blue-Green Infect is running 4 Snakeskins. Yay! But it's also a reprint, as you can see. It's originally from Strixhaven, from Keldheim. So, like, it's been being played. It's just a great way to protect something, but also permanently give them a buff. Okay. So yeah, I think it's pretty good there. Next, we've got Spinewood's Armadillo, 4 and 2 green for a 7/7 Armadillo with Reach and Ward 3. 1 in a green, discard it. Search your library for a basic land card or desert card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. You gain 3 life. 11 cents uncommon. Yep, there we go. Right. This is being played in the Quantanius decks because it's a 6-drop that can be used as a 2-drop to grab something. Because, yeah, this is the perfect card of a perfect example of they knew what they were doing. They made it 6 so that Quantanius' Discover 4 doesn't trigger it and will only ever trigger on... will only trigger on the copies of Quantanius to continue going. So it's like another beanstalk giant, literally. That's like the concept. And on the other hand, late game, if nothing's working, it's a 6-drop for a 7/7 with reach and ward 3. So yeah, it's being seen in every single one of them. Modern Living Index are testing it as a way to grab lands. It's a good card. The First Sliver and Dual Commander, dude, yeah. This is a solid card that's doing exactly what it needs to do, guys. I enjoy it. Commander-wise, yeah, I mean, like, it's a good card to grab cards into your hand. I don't think it's great in Commander, although it's a big guy. Spinewood's Paladin is a 4 and a green for 5/4 human knight with trample, and when it enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. Plot. Next. It's fine. I don't think it's great. Stubborn Burrow Fiend is 1 and a green for a 2/2 Badger Beast Mount. Whenever Stubborn Burrow Fiend becomes saddled for the first time each turn, mill 2 cards. Then Stubborn Burrow Fiend gets +X/+X until the turn where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Okay, cool. I don't like it. I think it's bad. It's one of the few. Like, okay, if you're a self-mill deck, your commander has more power 2 or more, go ahead. You could probably hit pretty hard for him. I don't even look at like the art. It's kind of creepy. Throw off the saddle. 1 and a green for a sorceries. Target creature gets +1/+1 till end of turn. Put a 1/1 counter on it instead of its amount. Then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Run this in a mount deck, or if your commander's like big and you want to get a 1/1 counter. Trash the Town. A green for an instant with spree. For 2, you put 2 1/1 counters on target creature. For 1, your target creature gets trample until end of turn. And for 1, until end of turn, target creature gains when this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw 2 cards. So for a total of 3, 4, 5, you can get it +2 bigger, give it trample, and draw 2 cards. Calamex Storm, yeah. Because you can get it really big. If your commander just wants to hit really hard, this isn't bad. If you're a 1/1 commander, a card, yeah, as long as you use the one to draw cards, it's not bad. Tumbleweed Rising is 1 and a green for a sorcery. Create an XX green elemental creature token where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. I don't care for this card either. I think this is a little weak sauce. Unless your commander's like really big. Vicious Vermint. 1 and a green for a 2/2 Vermint with Vigilance. Pay 1, sacrifice, destroy target artifact or enchantment. You know these cards. You know them, you love them. Mono green aggro's testing it. It's a simple way to just go 3 pop something. Or 2 for a 2/2 with Vigilance, which isn't bad. And you can pop something later. That lies the green cards. I am again imploring you to just Smuggler's Surprise is the best card. It does way too much. Either you're getting card advantage, getting field presence, or protecting your stuff. Like, it does everything. There's a lot of surprises of cards that are like interesting to see play in formats that are just great. Like Free Strider Lookout is such a good card. Colossal Rattleworm is just going to keep getting better with more deserts. Like, excuse me. There's a lot of good green cards here. But I think overall, Smuggler's Surprise is just the key we were looking for here. So that's all the green cards. Let me know your favorite green card down in the doobly-doo below. Everyone have a great night. Peace.